Hi, Pep. Going back to Jack, Thomas Tuchel's obviously said that players need to be informed to get into the England squad and they need to be playing for the club teams. With that in mind, in the World Cup the summer after this one, could you understand it if Jack maybe comes to you and says, look, you know, maybe I need a fresh start, maybe I need to go somewhere else? I mean, he's played a lot of games in the FA Cup, but not a lot of games in the Premier League.
It's like I said to him, so I'm not going to take individually what happened in the future. The future is Bournemouth and after Leicester. Individually, I'm sorry, I'm not involved. When the decision that we are already winning the Premier League, we don't have any more titles to fight, I understand completely. They can do it privately with the club, it's fine, but I'm not involved. I don't want to be involved because we are here to do our job and try to Man City win games. This is what we have to do.
So, as far as the FA Cup's concerned, though, is this a tournament that can maybe rescue your season? Obviously, the Champions League qualification is important, but it's always good to lift trophies.
I said many times, recently, of course, we could be nice, you know, arrive the final champion, the FA Cup, and win it, you know, and qualify for the Champions League. But I'm pretty sure still right now happened before that is a big success. But the season has been poor. It's not going to change. So our standards and many things were not good. So this is the reality. So it's not going to change for the fact, you know, you win one title, we'll be happy. Of course, we want to do it. We have one more. But how we behave, all of us this season, it's not going to change to qualify for the Champions League. Again, I said it's a big, huge success. Or win the FA Cup is a huge success. The season has not been good.
Hi, Pep. Obviously, the players have had international break, but you've got 2 months together till the end of the Premier League season now. You've mentioned that there's potential of outgoings in the summer because you need different types of players that can cope with playing twice a week. I know you're a basketball fan, but does it feel a bit like the last dance for this generation with this era of the City squad?
We'll see. We'll see. Listen, we have made many changes for the players, you know. When I talk about Fernandinho or Alex Zinchenko or Gabriel or David or, of course, before it's been here, there are many players that have been, it's not just these 4, 5, 6 or 7 or 8, 9 players, I don't know how much have been for a long time here. They were important, but there were a lot of players before that they are not here right now. So the important here is not this area or the area to win in this season. I don't know what's going to happen, and the important is the club that the last 50, 20 years has been there all the time. So, and the club is committed to continue being up there as long as possible. That is why I'm concerned, and I want to work with the club and with the players to get back.
But for any players that potentially do leave this summer, you'd want them to leave with a Champions League place and an FA Cup medal?
Yeah, of course. And for the young players as well, and for our fans, of course. I'm not saying that they don't want it, they didn't want it. Also, I'm saying that we were not able. So, but of course, we have incredible things ahead of us. So the season is still there. It's 2 months, the last part of the season. That will finish with a Premier League, FA Cup, and after that we start the new season in the World Cup. So we'll finish these 2 competitions here. The season will be over here, and we'll refresh a few weeks, and after we go to the World Cup to start the next season. So, and this is the target I have.
Your record in the domestic cups competitions, obviously you've taken every trophy seriously and treated it with respect. And with £97 million up for grabs for the Club World Cup, clearly you'll do the same with that. But is there a danger now of just overkill with too much football? Because there's only, I know the players have exceeded expectations and maybe achievements in some respects with what they've done over the last few years, but there's only so many times you can keep going at that level. You know, you've got the season, you've got internationals, the Club World Cup, the season, the World Cup. The quality has got to suffer at some stage, surely.
Yeah, we spoke about that subject many times. I think many managers, and you know, what happened is what it is. So I think the subject we spoke in this beautiful audience many times. So it's the same. I don't have to add anything else.
And And you say with the prize money for the Club World Cup, you say joking or otherwise, the management and coaches don't deserve any bonus for it. How would you describe? People have had their say about the players. How would you describe your performance and the coach's performance this season? Yeah,
really poor.
We can say with players it's injuries and fatigue and whatnot. What about management?
Forget about it. The titles we won in the past, never the opponents gave us a red carpet to win the titles that we won. My duty was to overcome the situation much better than I've done.
Do you know why you've not been able to? Or?
A few details, the reason why it happened.
And
hopefully it'll happen next season. This is important.
And remain as enthusiastic and energetic as ever to put it right, or even more so, maybe.
Yeah, I am.
Joe, to finish.
Hi, this might be a quick answer. I just wondered if you'd been in touch, or the club in touch with Carl Walker since he's gone.
No, we saw him once. Was injured or break in Milan. He came here and we saw him. Yeah.
It's curious to me not being on the when someone goes on loan. I mean, he's a club legend, obviously. Do you still see him as your, not your son, but your player, even though he's playing somewhere else?
He's playing for Milan.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.